fundamental default jab, working from the feet up. I set my feet, front foot, forward, straight towards the opponent, rear foot, close to 45 degrees. Slight knee bend here. I've got the weight in the balls of my feet. Even if my heels don't pick up a lot, the weight is in the balls of my feet. More so on my rear. So now as I go to drive my weight forward, I don't even have to step. I can step in place to understand this weight transfer that's happening with my feet. You can listen. Okay, so I'm here in my normal level. I drop and stomp as I throw the punch. I fall on the punch. That's free energy to add to the power of the punch. So my right heel is going to pick up. My left heel is going to stomp down. Then my knees are going to bend so that I drop. My front knee is going to move towards my toes. It's going to allow my hips to rock forward towards the shot. There's going to be a slight hip rotation, limited by my foot position. If I turn all the way for a power jab, I can do that. But I sacrifice opening myself up to a calf kick or any other kind of kick is going to be hard, leg kick is going to be harder to defend against. So that rotation and rocking of the hip coming on the power line of the shot towards the target. And then my shoulders, my core, so there's a little stretch and snap back between the hips and the shoulder. Right amount of tension in my core. I'm using my body like a whip when I strike. Whips have elasticity. Remember that. The body has elasticity. Okay, we want to use that biomechanical tendency of the rebound effect in our muscles to add power. So now, as I bring the shoulder, I'm rotating my shoulders. I rotated my hips a little. I'm rotating my shoulders. I want to also bring my shoulder up. I also want to lean my head just slightly offline. So now I have the protection of my shoulder from a hook or from a cross, but also if the other person was throwing their jab, I lean my head offline a little bit, just slightly, to make a habit of it. Their punch is going to miss, my punch is going to land. Okay? So in our default jab, we have all the elements, but in a moderate amount. So we have a balance of speed and power, defense, everything complete for what a jab is. A jab is a punch that's both defense and offense. It's like a spiky shield. It sets that boundary, and if that shield doesn't have spikes, it's not much of a jab, right? People have to know they're going to get hurt. If you land that jab right on someone's chin, it should just put them on their butt. Maybe not out, but it'll sit them down, right? So, with the arm, want to make sure my elbow doesn't go out early. My elbow turns up the last second, that corkscrew of the punch, right? So let me get everything working together. Okay, and then if you're just learning, you're having a hard time feeling how to brace your core through the punch, push right against the wall. It's not going to let your foot load up, your front foot load up. So not everything is the same, but you can feel how you need to tense your core to transmit the power from the feet through to the shoulders, to the hand, right? So think, whenever you're making power, it's not the arm that creates the power for the punch. It's the body. The body is the engine. The arm is the transmission. It adds a little extra pop to it, right? But the majority of the power is coming through your body, torquing, right? Transferring weight in the direction of the target. You want everything working together on that power line, right? Coming together on that one split second. So there's no bleeding of the power. You're not diffusing the power, you're concentrating the power into that one moment, right? So we can learn to throw with power. Some people are always going to throw harder than others based on natural attributes, but everybody can be taught through mechanics, the mechanics of the punch, to get the most power out of it for themselves, right? And so this default is going to have a balance of speed and power. There's a quicker jab where everything is abbreviated. There's a more powerful jab where we step forward and we sit down even more, right? And you could, I mean, people have been knocked out with jabs. So default fundamentals.